everything else is gonna fall into place.
Are you willing to sign a prenup?
You know what though? A very good question. Are you willing to sign a prenup? Amanda out here testing the waters, seeing how true and how genuine Caleb is to marrying her sister Tammy. Is he just another one who's come into her life to use her? Or is he someone that genuinely has love for her? It's funny though, because love isn't everything in a sustainable relationship. So to be fair, even if he does love her, does it mean that that is enough? But either way though, is he willing to sign a prenup? But at the same time though, is someone signing a prenup testimony to say that yes, they do love that person and yes, they are genuine? I mean, sometimes people don't always want your assets. Sometimes people might marry you for something else far much more dangerous, devilish, you name it. But either way though, it's a good question, isn't it? Well, we'll get to the answer shortly.
I really wanted an outside wedding.
Oh, girl.
But you're welcome, because it's so cold.
So since we're not having it outside,
Where are we having here?
and here,
So, you know, here's the thing. For someone who's not crazy about weddings, to be honest with you, right? The cost, the whole shebang. One thing that I do believe is that no matter how much your wedding costs, you should still have a wedding that is respectful to your relationship. A wedding that will give you a memory that says, hey, remember that day we got married and this that happened? Or when we got married, we was able to watch this and see that. Either way, you want that marriage day to have some element of special. Now, who am I to judge? Who am I to say that Tammy and Caleb getting married in a clinic dining room is wrong? Who am I to really say that? It might give them memories. It might really do give them memories. But my reaction isn't based on it potentially giving it memories. My reaction is based on the fact that we all know that this whole wedding has been a rush. A rush so much, which is why we all question it. We don't think that they get married necessarily because of love, because we know that Tammy is desperate to be with anyone. And at the same time, we know that any man that's come in life before has always been in it to use her. So at the same time, we've got an element of where Tammy's desperate to be with anyone, and also an element where, Caleb may just be there just to use her for something. Purely because, well, one, we know that he tracked her down and purposely got himself put in the same vicinity as Tammy. You know what I mean? But either way, though, the fact that they were going to have it outside originally, which would have been amazing, which would have been beautiful, but now they're so desperate to get married, they're now going to have it in the clinic. So they're now going to have it in the dining of the clinic, the place they met. Sometimes you may say this is where they met and this is what makes it so poetic, makes it so romantic. But let me remind you of something. They are both in this position because they both are in positions where they've nearly lost their lives. I wouldn't want to be getting married in somewhere where I needed, somewhere that I came because I was going to lose my life. Not really a memory that I want to have personally about my wedding day. But at the same time, you can flip it and say that, well, I guess this is where they met and things started to get better for them. But they don't know that. They don't know that because they haven't been together outside. Hell, they haven't even slept together. Hell, they haven't even been able to walk together. But hey, we continue.
Are you pregnant? Shotgun wedding. No, he's having a shotgun wedding.
Well, I mean, it is awful soon.
The question of itself, the question that was brought up last week, are you pregnant? It feels like you're having a shotgun wedding. Tammy's like, ain't no one having a shotgun wedding. At the end of the day, she confirms that she's not pregnant. I mean, obviously, it was very unlikely she's going to be pregnant because, again, we don't know how the hell these two would have been doing it in the first place. I mean, listen, even if Tammy stood up and sat on the mat, it still wasn't going to work because, to be honest with you, that man has got so big, I'll be surprised if his wee-wee is able to find a way out of that, to be honest with you. And that's not me insulting him because of his size, his weight, or whatever. I'm just stating facts. When you're that big, I don't know how you can have access to your wee-wee. It makes no sense to the slightest. I mean, it would have to be a big one. A big, big, big one. Like a horse. Boy, if it's big like a horse, well, I could kill someone, yeah. It is scary. But anyway, yeah, Tammy's not pregnant. Continue.
Yeah, we help each other. It's not one-sided.
So this is Kayla responding to the prenup question. Yes, not one-sided. We help each other. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, you can look at it as if maybe he's being genuine. But for me personally, I still feel like there's got to be some sort of slyness happening some way, somehow. What it is, I guess it won't be revealed into the future. But at the same time, though, I could completely be wrong, and this guy might generally actually want to be with Tammy, and she may actually be that woman he's been looking for. I mean, legit, he did actually legit look for her, and legit, literally put himself in the same vicinity her to make sure that he legit did meet her. But you never know. Maybe he saw love at first sight, and he thought, I gotta make it happen. Interesting, though, isn't it, that he had all the effort to go and make it happen to be with her, but hasn't been able to put all the effort into bettering his own life. Some people's priorities in life, very questionable, but we continue.
So, why did you propose? Was you afraid she'd roll away or what?
Honestly, yeah. You know what you want, and sometimes you just gotta go after it, especially when it's love.
Sometimes you know what you want, and you just gotta go after it, especially when it's love. I mean, I do agree with that concept to a certain degree, but I think going after his health and bettering himself was probably what he should have done before Tammy even existed. You know, I just find it funny sometimes when I look at some people and I say to myself, it's funny how you have so much energy to prioritize that, but you don't have the same energy to prioritize something else that is actually way much more beneficial to your life. That could be prioritizing getting a job, prioritizing building a career, prioritizing bettering your health, prioritizing fixing your mental health. It could be anything, right? It's funny how people put other things in front. I mean, the fact that he's prioritizing his love for Tammy over his own care for himself first, that is no man. Anybody that is a man knows that a real man will prioritize what is important first before he goes out there and seeks anything that is in addition to his life to better his life. I mean, we say the same thing for women too, but obviously I'm not a woman, so I can't really speak for women because I don't know how women really think, to be honest with you. I mean, I say that I do, but I don't really want to shoot myself in the foot. So I'll speak for men only, yeah. But anyway, we continue. But then at the same time, look at it this way. Predominantly, I believe that women will always respect a man that has a purpose, a man that has gone out in there in the world and he has made something of himself in any way, type of form, a man that is showing strength in something that is crucial to himself and to his own growth, over a man that is basically Caleb, a man that will prioritize. But listen, then you do get women who just want a man to be needy to their needs, and they want a man who doesn't want to put himself, because they want him to be all hers. So therefore, she doesn't have to worry about him stepping out. You know what I mean? It really depends, doesn't it? Really and truly. But anyway, let's just stay on course and let's continue.
Unfortunately, most of my family members can't make it, besides my nephew Frankie and my best man, but Tammy and I both feel that some of the workers here are like our family.
I mean, it's one thing that they're changing. It's one thing that they're getting married in this facility, but then now they're going to use the workers as guests. The workers and some of the people there has. I mean, listen. At the end of the day, if you don't have a good relationship with your family, I completely get it, but guy clearly has some sort of relationship. Everything about this episode tells me this whole thing was just a pure rush. I mean, am I surprised? No, because we know it was a rush. I was just interested to see, obviously, how it all planned out until this day, and it is now evident that this day was legit a rush. Man didn't even have his own family there. You can't tell me that there isn't a scandal being played right here, because boy, why couldn't he wait a little bit longer? Let's not forget, though, this wedding between him and Tammy, to be honest with you, is something that he's pushed for, and the timeline of it as well, to be honest, is something that they have both pushed for to happen as soon as possible. But there was never a point where he could have said, no, we can't do today because of X, Y, Z. I mean, it's not like they've hired out a venue. It's not like they've gone and paid for a venue. And I'm pretty sure the priest that does it anyway is probably a priest that comes in it every so and so anyway, because obviously some priests do go to these facilities, you know, to give people faith and hope and X, Y, Z, and some of them need that if they're unable to attend a church service or X, Y, Z. So it's not like they're paying for it. They could have easily delayed this. The fact that they haven't thought, oh, okay, let's delay it to make sure everyone can actually make it is bizarre to me. But anyway, we continue. Maybe the film production said to them, listen, we need to get it done today because, you know, we've got to go film 90 Day in a minute. You know what I'm saying? We got to go film with £1,000 best friends in a minute. You know what I mean? But I doubt that would happen neither. To be honest, yeah, scandal.
Okay? We're not going to freak out about pants. You know why? You're marrying the love of your life today, okay?
I've still done this before.
All right, boom. So this man prepared himself to propose to Tammy, to marry Tammy, to then organize the wedding with Tammy, right, for their big day. But for some reason, he did not have any clothes prepared for his own wedding day. Amy had to go and get the clothes for himself. I mean, I understand Amy doing it for Tammy because that's her sibling, right? And also Amy speaks about how Tammy did it for her. I completely get that. But if you're the man that has proposed this whole idea, then how is it you didn't even think to get your own clothes ready? So now he's upset that the clothes that Amy bought for him don't fit. He's upset that the trousers are too small and the top doesn't fit. So therefore, he's actually had to go out and borrow trousers from another person at the facility who also, you know, who's there for weight loss. He's had to borrow someone else's trousers, okay, and also borrow someone else's top from the facility. The fact that he didn't even prepare for it or organize anything at all. So can somebody tell me, please, where is the genuineness in this relationship? Where is the genuineness from this man himself in particular? Because everything that he's shown me shows no genuineness. And I don't know why I keep calling him a freaking man, this boy, because his behavior is like a child. His behavior is like a teenage boy, if anything, you know, thinking that, hey, man, I've got the girl, now I just let everything flow. No. A real man knows that even when you get the girl, you've still got to keep up with X, Y, Z to make sure that she's happy, and also at the same time, a real woman will also do X, Y, Z to make sure that you're happy too, and all that kind of stuff. End of the day, organization is key. Showing that you are invested in this relationship is key. He has not shown investment in this relationship ever since he announced that he liked her, and ever since he announced that he was going to marry her. Where has been in the investment? The investment should have been, hey, let's plan the wedding properly. The investment should have been, hey, let me make sure that I've got a nice outfit for the wedding day. The investment should have been, hey, I'll make sure my family is here. This guy has done none of those things. Now, I'm not saying that these things are necessarily key, but I'm sure they are to a lot of people. And to be fair with you, I think at least having your wardrobe ready is definitely going to be key. Let's not mess about out here. But anyway, we continue with this calamity of a madness. Alright, listen. Yeah. Woo, boy, okay, listen. Tammy knows that she's on a journey to lose weight. And do you know what? You could call me judgmental all you like, to be honest with you, because I'm just saying it as it is, okay? I'm saying it as I see it. That's what I do, right? But Tammy knows that she's here to lose weight. She knows that her goal is to lose weight, and also her goal is to no longer have to rely on a wheelchair. All right, cool. No longer to have to rely on a lot of things that helps her breathe and all that. That's it. Caleb is here for the same reason, right? I'd imagine so. So this is how much they've rushed their wedding so much. The wedding has been rushed so much that one, Caleb didn't help to prepare none of it. Amy had to do that, right? As well as Tammy's family. All right. Caleb's done none of that. Okay, cool. Caleb couldn't even get himself his clothes ready. All right. Caleb hasn't even started losing weight, to be honest with you, because he's only just started walking recently. Not walking, but actually doing some form of exercise recently because of the whole shebang. So he's not really on track. All right, cool. Tammy, on the other hand, has been on track. She's done quite well. She just had a surgery and everything's going forward. Fantastic. But why not wait until you lose the weight that you need to lose for you to be mobile? So therefore, instead of them two being pushed down the freaking aisle, like legit wheelchaired. This ain't romantic. This ain't no public justice. I can't look at this and respect this. And I tell you why. Because there are people who were born without the ability to walk. And it's crazy because even some of those people who were born without the ability to walk, or even some people who actually lose a leg or so during to an accident or war, or whatever it could be. You know what some of these people do? They actually go out there and they'll get like a leg, a fake leg or whatever. I don't even call it. I apologize if I use the wrong word there, but they'll get like a leg or something like that and they'll learn to walk with just that one. Some of them even learn to hop. Listen, they are sports, football. When I say football, I'm talking about soccer, football. There are footballers. There's a league for disabled people. There's a Paralympics. You see what I'm saying? So it's an insult, to be honest with you, to see these two be pushed down the freaking aisle. Like, at the end of the day, why couldn't you waited, you know, until you lost the weight? Because the fact is this, that if they both had waited until they both lost enough weight to get married and both be able to walk down the aisle, and Chris to be able to walk his sister down the aisle, right? If they had done that, it would have given them so much more time to do what? To get to know each other and do what? And actually fall in love Why? So therefore they can find if their love is sustainable. How do you find if your love is sustainable? Easy. You spend time with the person that you want to be with. You spend time with the person that you love, and you find out what happens when you argue. What happens when you disagree? What is your solutions? How do you get over it? How do you move on? Because love does not sustain shiza. Love sustains nothing. Love is just a feeling of greatness, but at the same time, it can also be the weapon of mass distraction. At the end of the day, this relationship right here, I cannot look at it with respect. I cannot sit here and say, man, I'm so happy that Tammy has lost weight. I'm so happy that Tammy has gone to a facility, and I'm so happy that she's finally found a man. I can't say none of those things because I'll be lying to you. Why? Because this is all rushed. I don't do rushed. I don't like rushed. I don't like unprepared. And this man is not a man. He is legit. Like, bro, why are you crying for? Don't tell me you're crying out of happiness, man. You ain't done nothing the whole wedding. What have you done today? Nothing. Not a thing. But anyway, you continue. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm ready.
I mean, listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. My face is exactly like this little girl here. I don't want to be seeing this. I only showed you this, to be honest with you, because if I gotta see it, you gotta see it. If the people on Patreon gotta see it, then you all gotta see it. You know what I mean? We can all enjoy it together, right? But I'll tell you what's so interesting about that scene, though. Notice how Tammy had to stand up out of her wheelchair, kiss him. I mean, listen, you might think maybe I have a dislike or some sort of hate towards Caleb. No, I don't. No. I just like to keep things real. You know, it's just... he talks the talk so much. Look at it this way. Right now, Tammy is no longer in the facility. She's now back home, okay? Living with her sister. Meanwhile, Caleb is still there. And at the same time, not only is he still there, but he's also not made the right movements for him to be moved to a facility in Kentucky so he can be closer to his wife. I sit there and I say to myself, I wonder why he's done that. And one of the reasons that I've come up with is, I reckon that one of the reasons why he hasn't had himself moved is probably because he hasn't lost any weight. But because he hasn't done any progress and he's too ashamed to admit it. Because let's not forget though, just like Tammy herself in particular, to be honest with you, who fell into coma more than once and nearly died more than once. This is a man that coded like multiple times, okay? And it's crazy because the woman, the nurse, she says that Caleb was not responding to any help whatsoever until all of a sudden he found Tammy. And that's only when he started to get up out of his chair, started to do this and that. I mean, whether or not that's true or not, I don't know, because like, let's be real. The TLC could have easily paid it just to say nice things about him, right? Hopefully not. But my point being is that Tammy's not there anymore. So who's to say that he's still making his movements? If you ask me, I think that when Tammy was there, he was just selling the product. He was showing that he's ready to lose weight by doing certain things that he shouldn't be doing this whole goddamn time just to sell the product. Guess what? Tammy's not there anymore. All of a sudden, this guy doesn't want to get moved or isn't making the movements to get moved to a facility closer to his wife. Listen, there is something this man's looking out of it. What it is, I don't know. But boy, when it comes out, it comes out. And I'll be damned if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll admit it and be like, you know what? Thank God he's genuine. But it doesn't mean that But it does not mean that I regret anything that I'm saying today. Hell to the freaking.
And now look at what become. All these beautiful people in this place are here for us. I wanted to.
So, for some bizarre reason, Amy decided to make the wedding about herself. She legit sat there and had a whole toast and spoke about, we're not even the slating system anymore. Look how far we've come. All these beautiful people are here for us. Hold a minute. I thought these people were here for the wedding. Well, to be fair, that's a lie too. None of these people are here for the wedding because these people were forced to be there because, well, Caleb couldn't bring none of his family members to pretty much be there. Obviously, Tammy was fortunate to have her sisters, but of course, her family was going to be there because they're all paid to be there, to be honest. That's not me saying that they wouldn't be there if they wasn't paid, but they are paid to be there because of the show, right? You know what I mean? Let's not mess about. But at the end of the day, all these beautiful people that Amy talks about, where? You don't know none of these people. Caleb, these are people your sister's been with just to lose weight. That's about it. When she leaves, which she has left now, she ain't talking to none of these people anymore. Like, let's not mess about out here. Anyway, at the end of the day, Amy, for some bizarre reason, decided to make the whole thing about her and literally took the moment of the wedding away from Tammy and Caleb and pretty much made a speech that was supposed to be about Tammy getting married and all sorts, but instead she makes a speech about the journey that her and her sister have been on and da-da-da-da-da-da. Bizarre. Very, very, very bizarre. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for your time, ladies and gentlemen. Looking forward to the comment section. We're done, we're out, and peace.